Okay, welcome back everybody to Magical Me. I'm Jamie Mendez, and this is my Moon Day weekly oracle reading for the collective. And this is going to be a reading for the week of December 11th, 2023. However, this is take 2 today. I've been having a little bit of technical issues here with the Facebook app. So if you are tuning in, if you could just let me know if you can hear me, how things are on your end. The previous video had no sound, so I just want to make sure before I start trying to do this reading. Hopefully I will be able to do today's reading. See if I can check it on my end here too. Looks like that one did not work. Let me move the second one. Okay, so I see comments here, but I don't see comments here. Maybe it's delayed, so I just want to make sure. I see that Sue commented hello, but I don't know if that was on the old live. So if you're tuning in right now, just shoot me a comment if you can. Let me know if you can hear me now. Because like I said, the previous video was not no sound again. Huh. All right. So I'm going to try one more thing. And the third time is the charm here. If I don't get, let me see on my end if I could hear it. Oh, see, I hear it on mine. You still don't hear any sound? Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for that. So everything is good now. Anybody else tuning in, let me know if you can hear it before I go into anything today. This is the second time with no sound. Oh, hi, Angel. Thank you so much. Okay, good. It looks like maybe it fixed itself. I don't know what is going on, but I couldn't even get the live to start playing. So the first time, it took me about 10 minutes to try to even get the live to start. Facebook app just kept shutting down. Mercury does go retrograde in 2 days, everybody. So I'll talk a little bit about that today for anybody who does not know what that means. It is not just a spiritual saying, it's an actual thing. So I'll go over that. But yes, Mercury retrograde in 2 days, everybody. So I'm not surprised we're having some issues. Let me share this and I will go into everything. One moment. So those of you who are tuning in, welcome. Thank you so much for being here with me and bearing with me through these technical glitches here. I hope that you've all had a wonderful weekend. How are you doing? All right, all done. And I'll just go ahead and start going over the intro just for those who might be new to my Moon Day readings here. Welcome and thank you so much for being here. I'm Jamie Mendez and this is Magical Me. Every Monday or so, as long as I'm able to do so, I try to go live here to bring forward a reading for guidance and insight for the collective into the energy to give us all essentially an overview of what the theme of the week will be for us, how we can best work with that energy, having this knowledge and awareness, and it does help us to flow a bit more harmoniously or kind of take our power into our hands, work with the energy, using it to our advantage versus just blindly being unaware and having no insight and kind of struggling against whatever energy or current is coming in, if you will. So this is going to be a reading for all of us for the week of December 11th, 2023. It is not personalized readings or card pulls that I'm doing here for people today. Although I do offer private readings. If you are interested, you could always send me a message and reach out to me, and we can try to get something scheduled that way. Ordinarily, I do like to go over any offerings or things that I have going on at this time, but I'm not going to do that today since I did get a little bit set back with quite a few delays. Again, Mercury is going retrograde on the 13th, so not surprised. Hi, Leanne. Welcome, beautiful. Oh, happy birthday to her, and I hope that it is a magical day. Oh, that's wonderful. Hello, beautiful Rosemaria. Welcome, and thank you so much for being able to be here. Victor, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so with Moon Day, how this works is I do set the intention that all those who are meant to receive this message find themselves here in exact divine timing. What that means is that whenever you're watching this, whether it be live, whether it be replay, and even if it's months or years from now, whenever you stumble across this reading, there's going to be something that is meant for you to hear, some sort of insight, some sort of guidance and assistance, if you will. So I do these readings using oracle cards as well as my own intuitive abilities to, again, call forward divine information and wisdom for all of us and what we really need to know moving through the energy of the week, just to give us all that extra awareness, if you will, and just that momentum to work with the energy. Hi, Lynette. Welcome, my love. Thank you for being here with me. I hope that you're doing well. All right, so I don't want to waste too much time because I did have quite a few technical issues trying to even go live at all today. I almost gave up. I was like, if this doesn't work, third time's a charm and I'm done. So with that said, also happy dark moon, everyone. Today is the dark moon, which means that out of the phases of the moon, the dark moon is the day or two right before a new moon. The new moon is a period of the moon's rebirth throughout the month. So every single month, the moon is born and dies. And this is the time where the moon essentially is at its death point, if you will. That's why we call it a dark moon. It's when it's nearly void of any light. Tomorrow is the new moon in Sagittarius, depending upon where you're at in the world. It should be tomorrow. And the new moon is that time where it is completely void of any light because it is preparing to be reborn. And then we begin to wax and increase in energy, building up to the fullness of the moon. And that will be in 2 weeks from now. But at this time, tomorrow, new moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the sign that rules over adventurous spirit. It's kind of being led by its passion. It's almost like this higher call to action, if you will. Very free-spirited. Again, very much into philosophical pursuits, very much the energy of the traveler. So it doesn't matter if you have Sagittarius as your sun sign, moon sign, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're all influenced by all of the signs because we have them all in our natal charts when we are born. Just always different depending upon the planetary alignment. However, when it's a new moon, it's a time of new beginnings, right? It's birthing a new cycle. At that time, we've got that flavor of Sagittarius coming in. So it's like, it's this momentum that's pushing now all of us to want to take those big, bold leaps forward in our pursuits, whatever they may be, whether it be wanting to travel more, whether it be wanting to follow our heart's desires, whether it be wanting to pursue something. Also because Sagittarius is very focused energy too. So it's like once it sets its sight on something, it's like go time, you know, it's like it's the ruled by the archer. So once it kind of focuses its arrow on where it wants to go, it's really then honing in on its bullseye, and it's like full steam ahead until it gets there. So, but also very free-spirited, very playful, very adventurous energy. So perfect time for December too, because December is, you know, where we're all kind of embracing our inner child and that youthful, playful energy. So it's about maybe not being too serious as we move forward. And it's kind of like awakening this new spirit, I guess you could say, within all of us, helping us to approach our goals, approach our heart's desires, approach life with a bit of a more free-spirited energy, and I guess you could say just more of even a playful approach. Now, it doesn't mean that Sagittarius is not serious. It just means that it doesn't take itself too seriously. Very much led by the heart versus the logic, if you will. So discernment is always key when it comes to that. But yes, it's a beautiful time to kind of get really motivated and inspired and just really allowing your heart to lead you at this time. Okay. Dark moon energy. I'm sure you all feel it. When I asked how everybody was feeling, it didn't get a whole lot of feedback. I don't know if that's because this energy it's been a little heavy today. Dark moon is usually like that. It's, again, like I said, about 2 days to a day before it's like the 2 days leading up to the new moon. It's sometimes hard to focus. It is heavy, sometimes very shadowy, and there's a really good reason for that. It's because the moon is almost at its fullness in darkness, and so that's kind of also at the same time bringing up those old shadows from the previous month, if you will, for us to let go, for us to release whatever has been coming up or whatever we don't need that we've gone through this past month, so that we can prepare to begin a new month, a new lunar cycle. Okay. All right. Deb, she said, oh, nice. Thanks, sweetheart. Feeling kind of tired. Yes. So I was feeling really drained and I've had a lot going on, but I've also felt really tired and sleepy today, to the point that I thought that I might need to take a nap. I did not. I pushed through, but so that's dark moon energy. And usually when you feel that way, like I said, it's a good reason. It's because dark moon wants us to go within. It wants us to reflect, because at the new moon time, as of tomorrow and in the coming days, as we increase over the next 2 weeks, this is about planting seeds of newness, for new growth, for new cycles, new beginnings, for what you're trying to create or birth within your life. So yeah, so today is all about that reflection time. This is a great day for self-love. It's a great time for meditation. It's a great time for, really just doing any sort of divination about what the new cycle might be wanting to birth into your life. Really great time just to get, I love the dark moon because it feels like super magical to me, where I really like to get super witchy, if you will, where I light my candles, I'm getting out my manifestation journal, I'm reflecting, or what we even call a shadow book. Your shadow book is a time where you write down any, emotions that might be coming up to the surface. Yes, hi Laura, welcome sweetheart. Robin, welcome back, gorgeous. Yeah, very emotional, because that's dark moon energy, wanting you to really take stock and accountability for what is coming up within, so that you can process through that and integrate that, so that you can begin to be prepared to move into a new cycle, a new lunar cycle. But also, this month is powerful, as it is the end of the year. So with that comes the release of the entire year. So there's a lot that we are all really processing through right now. And that's a wonderful word to keep using, is process through, because you don't want to neglect it. You don't want to cast it out. You don't want to not acknowledge it. It's really important to process through, because that's how we do the work. And then we can begin again with that new energy, that we don't have to keep dragging something along with us that isn't serving us anymore. New year, new you, new cycle. But also we've got that birthing energy coming in with the solstice on the 21st of the month. Whether you are in the northern or southern hemisphere, it doesn't matter. You've got both the summer solstice, known as Litha, also the winter solstice here in the north, known as Yule. So yeah, it's quite powerful, magical time, everybody, of rebirth and welcoming in the light. No worries, Rosemaria, thanks for being here, goddess. Hi, Carmela, welcome, and happy moon day, love. All right, so with that said, today, like I said, dark moon energy, use this energy, if it still lingers into tomorrow, allow, it's so important for us to listen to our body, as our body is connected to the moon cycles very strongly. At the same time, tomorrow, new moon Sagittarius energy, new beginnings, plant those new seeds. And then on the 13th is Mercury going retrograde. So what that means for anybody who does not understand that is Mercury, planet of communication, technology, travel, ruling these areas, it's where it has its biggest influence. But when that planet, or any planet, goes what we call retrograde, that means it kind of starts to appear to be slowing down and moving backwards in its course. When that happens, it whatever areas those planets rule over, it does create a bit of disturbance in those areas, a little bit of turbulence, because it's like, imagine moving in one direction and all of a sudden getting halted and then having to start to appear to go into the opposite direction. It kind of makes things a little bit wobbly and topsy-turvy in those areas. So as you saw, I struggled to get connected on the live today. I struggled for sound to be heard, so communication, big thing with Mercury. So both technology, electronics, and communication were already impacted by Mercury retrograde, which hasn't even happened yet. We are in its pre-shadow phase, though. So that will be in retrograde for 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, things start to move forward in the direct motion again, but it's a little bit slow going because it'll be in a shadow for another 2 weeks after that. So just be mindful that this is a time where travel could be impacted. It's not really a great idea to get really involved with signing any contracts and, kind of making any deals, just because there's so much miscommunication at this time, communication being difficult at this time. Not everybody is always remembering, because Mercury also rules over the mental body, so the mind and our thinking, our perspective. So sometimes we leave things out, we forget, or things just get distorted. Maybe things don't get seen the way that they're supposed to. So just not always the best time to make any new deals or contracts. Travel, just be mindful if you do, that lots of people tend to have some vehicle stuff come up. It's not that this is a dreaded time. It's more so that it's a time for us to slow down in those areas, as the planet is giving us all the awareness and the opportunity to reevaluate, to reflect, to relax, to rest, to reintegrate, to regenerate. Sorry, I couldn't get that word out. Regenerate. So all of these areas are having us kind of step back and really slow down, take our time there, okay? Because again, comprehension and communication go hand in hand, but they aren't often working together. So we can communicate, but it's not always being comprehended the way we communicate it. And the communication is not always coming out the way that we intended it to. So there's lots of misunderstandings at this time too. Just be aware that, again, if there's something that you've been putting off as far as technology goes, vehicle-wise, sometimes the universe sends these little things to us to give you that push to have you take care of those things that needed to be taken care of. So now's a good time to do that too, okay? Next 3 weeks for all of that. All right. I think that's it. I think I explained that thoroughly. If you have any questions, again, I can't even communicate today. If you have any questions about anything that I share, any questions about, maybe a little bit more depth on anything like that you want, just feel free to shoot them in the comments and I will answer them as I can, even within the next couple of days, okay? All right, so before I get into pulling the card for the week for the guidance for all of us, I am going to go ahead and just bring us all into sacred space, get our energy nice and grounded. So how we do that is we're just going to take a moment together, if you can do this, because we are all sharing space energetically across space and time right now. We're sharing energy across space and time. So with that said, this is a great time for us to really anchor and ground our energy in the present moment, which then allows us to really fully receive the best possible insight for us, the divine guidance being channeled through, but also at the same time, it allows us to receive it in a way that is much more clear than maybe if you weren't fully anchored into your body, if that makes sense. So, because when we go through our day, you are moving around in 5,000 different directions in your mind. You're not always energetically anchored into your body. Or in the here and now. We're either thinking about something that happened before, or we're either thinking about something that we need to do, or we're kind of advanced out into the future, instead of being right here, right now, in this exact moment. All right, so if you can safely close your eyes wherever you are without, having any issues. Again, if you can't close your eyes, that's okay. You don't have to. Just be here, be now. Just take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And as you release the breath, you're going to blow the breath through your mouth. And just envision yourself releasing all stress, all tension, all worry, all doubt, all thought. Take another deep breath in through your nose. And release. And as you do, you're releasing all that stress and tension in your physical body, allowing yourself to soften, allowing your shoulders to soften, allowing your jaw to soften, allowing your back to soften, allowing your stomach to soften. One more deep breath in. And this time, as you release the breath, we're going to be dropping your mind into your heart space. Coming into your feeling versus your thinking. And just connecting in this moment. And all that matters is the here and now. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. All right. How's that feel? So much more relaxed, I bet. And just an FYI, I do not ever condone anybody private messaging anybody that kind of solicits them here on the lives. There's a lot of trolls that or bots, if you will, that come on here. So I'm going to go ahead and try to block what's going on right here if I can. But I encourage you to do so if you can. Okay. Hey, Mom. Welcome. Thanks for popping on. I hope that like I said, if I try to block that, but if ever it keeps happening, go ahead and do so on your end too. Anybody commenting, soliciting you, it's never a good thing, True spiritual intuitives or mediums, they'll never, we kind of have this unspoken rule of thumb, if you will, that is that, when spirit wants to deliver a message, we do so on a platform like this in a bigger way, where it's collectively. For individuals, we oftentimes allow them, because we do not violate free will, it's kind of like a code of ethics, an unspoken one, where we allow people to come to us that are seeking guidance, insight, whatever it might be, communication, to not violate anybody's free will and permission. Okay, so again, says a lot about someone that does that. So just putting that out there, okay? All right then. With that said, this week I am working with the Seasons of the Witch Oracle once again, but this is the Yule version, and this is by Lorianne Anderson and Juliet Diaz, and I just love their decks. I think I said this the last time I worked with the Imbolc deck. They do every what we call Sabbath on the Wheel of the Year, so really, really cool. Oh yeah. I hear you. I know. Lots of energy coming in too, because my cheeks right now are on fire. So I think as we build up to the 12/12 portal, the Energy Day portal, as well as, like I said, we got new moon tomorrow. We're building and increasing in energy towards the solstice. Lots of stuff coming in energetically, telepathically, maybe from your higher self. So, always kind of tune in to that. All right. So with that said, we're asking for guidance and insight for the collective's highest good for the week of December 11th, 2023. For the highest and greatest good. Cards are sticky together here. like we want to get one, but the whole pack wants to come, the whole pile wants to come forward here. There we go. Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay. So we actually got 2 cards. I'm going to read them together. I'll show you the first one, and it is telling stories. And it says, what words so tender can be spoken so bravely unless they are true from the truest of words. Very interesting message there with communication and Mercury going retrograde this week. So I kind of already glazed over that a little bit about, you know, communication being impacted. So be very mindful about your words. But at the same time, with the new moon in Sagittarius, we are planting seeds with our words, with our thoughts, with our actions, and with our intentions. So being very mindful about what you are saying and putting out into the universe, because again, you are the verse. You are what is being woven by your words. What you're putting out there is what you're creating in your reality. So being at such a very potent, powerful time of manifestation with the new moon energy and the increasing up towards that solstice, we are literally weaving magic. So speak only truth. Speak only words of, I don't want to say the word like positivity, because it's not, I'm not telling people to not honor any emotions and feelings and things like that they have, but also be mindful of the way that you are communicating that, okay? Be mindful of what you're putting out, because that is, again, what is being woven. It's also a great opportunity for us to take a step back and really reflect on what we would like to say, what we would like to communicate. Also, communication isn't solely with our words. Communication is also how we express ourselves. And that is based on like what we do, how we are living our lives, things like that. So be mindful of the story that you're putting out there into the universe, that you are creating for yourself. Also be mindful of the story that you are telling yourself, about others. It's a great opportunity to step back and maybe let go of some of those old stories that don't serve you anymore. That maybe these are stories that you are carrying, whether it be beliefs, whether it be old superstitions, old thought forms, things like that, that are like, they were given to you by someone else. And the reason I say that too is because we get the crone card. And usually the crone is a very positive card, because this is about moving into the wise one, the elder part of your life cycle, which is like having, you know, wise ones or crones in many ancient cultures in the villages were very revered, and they were the ones that everybody respected and went to, because they had basically earned their position through life experience. So you think about that. Think of what our elders have taught us, you know, and things like that. And so while it's good to take some of those old crone wisdoms and stories that we have been given and passed down through our family line, or just passed down through the centuries, even maybe just through culture, etc., what is right and true for you? What does resonate and align with you, and carrying that forward into your life and into your new journey, but also maybe with your children or with your spouses or with your partners or whatever that might be, that you're sharing these beautiful stories that were maybe given to you, or that you just know in your heart about these. It doesn't necessarily that somebody told them to you. It's just, you know, like again with reincarnation or ancient civilizations that you might feel drawn to. They have these ways that, you know, for me, I'm very drawn to like the Celtic ways, the Celtic culture, the Celtic traditions. Even like I said, with these cards, that's why I love them so much, is because I'm so drawn into the ancient Celtic traditions, like the Wheel of the Year and what they call the Seasons of the Witch. And so I still honor those. I create and light a Yule log every year with my children. I have taught them this, the Yule tree, you know, I've taught them why we have a tree, what it means to put, you know, candles on your tree, and, you know, why they did that. And obviously you can't do that now, I can catch things on fire, but why they did those things. And just things that we make, you know, these things I share with my children. I share with my, you know, with my husband when, you know, he was here, and all of these things that they just, and why they had such a powerful significance, right? But then, again, with that crone card, there are also the wisdoms that are not always for us either. You know, it's like, okay, now's a great opportunity to reflect on how you do things and why you do things and what was passed down to you, maybe through ancestral, just your programming through DNA, what was passed down through family stories and lineage or family beliefs, even maybe your programming about, you know, sometimes people are like, you know, my family is a certain culture in a certain way and they don't like anybody to deviate from that. Not that I'm telling you all to like throw up your rebel flags and like tell your families off. I'm not doing that, but it's whatever is resonating within your heart. And if it doesn't fit for you, it's maybe because it's just not right for you. It's wonderful to have so much wisdom from different cultures, from different traditions, from different belief systems, and sift through and kind of feel what it is what feels like home to you, what feels right for you. And just the same way I share those traditions with my children, that they might find that, you know, they don't want to do that with their children. They don't enjoy those things. And maybe there's a different way that they want to do. Maybe they want to reinvent the wheel and do something completely brand new that's never been done. That's okay. The stories that we've been telling ourselves, it's really great time for us all to sit back and look at those stories and say, do these still align with me? Do they still serve me? And if they don't, well, then let them go. It's okay to adopt completely new ways of doing things. And that also comes to how you live your life, everyone. It's not just about traditions. It's not just about, like holidays and things like that. This is also the stories that you are telling the universe. Like, what is your story? It's okay to reinvent yourself. All my Scorpios out there, you know what that means, because that is our gift. We die and are reborn and have to master that throughout our lifetimes over and over and over again. But that is okay for everybody too, because at certain points in your life, you will get that call. Interesting that tomorrow is the new moon in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is that wild free spirit. That's just all about the seeking and the philosophy and the adventure and the seeking more knowledge, higher knowledge. Go out there and be whatever it is that you are feeling called to be. Do and explore whatever it is that you are feeling called to explore. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be your new forever. It's your new now. And that's okay, because in 5 years from now, you might have a very different, a very new now. You can change your clothes. You can change your hair. You can change your crowd. You can change the places that you frequent. You can change your hobbies. You can change your likes. You can change your partners. You can do whatever the hell it is you feel called to do, so long as it harms no one else or yourself. Okay? So these stories that you weave, embrace the magic of them. If they still serve you, if they still hold that magic that lights you up when you talk about them, when you create, when you sit down with your family and you do them, do it. Because that's important. The magic is important. The connectivity, the communication, the passing down of these stories, these traditions, it's not even about them at all. It's about the magic that you're creating and weaving as a family, as partners, in a community, with friends, whatever it is. That is weaving magic full of the most powerful emotion that there is love and joy. So just by doing those things with others, just by sharing what you love with others, whether they receive it or not, doesn't matter. Because you're sharing it, you're expressing it, you're communicating, you're doing it, you're weaving it. And that is what you're putting out into the universe. More joy. That high, powerful octave of that is what's going out. So, same way, live your life in your bliss with whatever it is that lights you up. And I'm telling you right now, life is entirely, without sounding cliche, too short to be anything but happy. I have learned that. I am living that. And my beautiful husband really taught me that. So life is way too short to be anything but happy, and you do not need to apologize for being yourself. No, be your wild, unbridled self, unapologetically, at all times. And the rest will do its magic. Those that no longer align with that will start to move away. Those who might be inspired by that will come closer. That in which is meant for you will also be drawn and attracted closer. Okay. All right, everybody, that is our magical Moon Day Oracle message. I do hope that you all enjoy it this week and that it does serve you well. Remember, 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 your words are so powerful. You are so powerful. You are love, and you deserve nothing less. Allow yourself to be love, to do whatever it is that you love, to create love at all times. All right, love to you all. Take care and have a very magical week.